Hey everyone, welcome back. With the chilly weather, it's the perfect time to bake some cozy treats. Today, I'm sharing 7 easy winter baking recipes, perfect for beginners. From gooey cookies to warm cinnamon rolls, these recipes are stress-free and use pantry staples. Let's have fun in the kitchen and create something wonderful to share or enjoy with a hot cocoa. Got your apron? Let's get baking. Let's kick things off with a timeless favorite, chocolate chip cookies. There's something magical about the way these cookies fill your kitchen with the scent of melting chocolate and warm vanilla. Whether you're baking for a holiday gathering, a cozy night in, or just because you're craving something sweet, chocolate chip cookies never disappoint. They're simple to make, yet the results are always spectacular, with a perfect blend of nostalgia and comfort in every bite. So, gather your ingredients and let's dive into the art of making the ultimate chocolate chip cookie. Start by creaming together your butter and both brown and white sugars. This step is more important than it might seem. It's the secret to achieving that irresistible texture we all love. Creaming incorporates air into the mixture, making your cookies light and giving them that soft, chewy center. Take your time here. Let the mixer run until the mixture is pale and fluffy. The aroma of butter and sugar blending together is the first hint of the deliciousness to come. Next, add your eggs one at a time, mixing well after each addition. This helps the dough come together smoothly. Don't forget a generous splash of pure vanilla extract. It's what gives your cookies that classic, comforting flavor. Mix until everything is just combined, being careful not to overwork the dough at this stage. In a separate bowl, whisk together your dry ingredients, all-purpose flour, baking soda, and a pinch of salt. This step ensures that the leavening agent and salt are evenly distributed throughout the dough, so every cookie bakes up perfectly. The winter light streaming into your kitchen makes this simple task feel almost meditative. Gradually add the dry ingredients to your wet mixture, stirring gently with a spatula or wooden spoon. This slow incorporation prevents overmixing, which can make cookies tough. You want to mix just until you no longer see streaks of flour. This keeps your cookies tender and soft. Now comes the best part, folding in the chocolate chips. Use your favorite kind, whether it's classic semi-sweet, dark, or even a mix. If you like a little crunch, toss in some chopped walnuts or pecans. Gently fold everything together so the chips and nuts are evenly distributed, ensuring every bite is packed with melty chocolate and nutty goodness. Using a cookie scoop or spoon, drop mounds of dough onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, spacing them a couple of inches apart. This gives the cookies room to spread as they bake. For bakery-style cookies, you can chill the dough for 30 minutes before baking. This helps develop flavor and creates thicker, chewier cookies. Bake in a preheated oven until the edges are golden brown, but the centers still look slightly soft. This is the key to that perfect texture. Crispy on the outside, chewy in the middle. Let the cookies cool on the baking sheet for a few minutes before transferring them to a wire rack. This brief rest allows them to set up without overbaking. Take a moment to admire your handiwork, the golden edges, the gooey chocolate pockets, the irresistible aroma. Break one open and you'll see that perfect balance of crispy edges and a soft, chewy center. Each bite is a delightful mix of textures and flavors, making it impossible to eat just one. Serve your cookies warm, perhaps with a glass of cold milk or a steaming mug of cocoa. Whether you're sharing them with loved ones or savoring them solo, these chocolate chip cookies are more than just a treat. They're a warm hug in food form, bringing comfort and joy to any winter day. If you've ever found yourself with a bunch of overripe bananas sitting on your counter, don't toss them out. This is the perfect opportunity to make a loaf of simple, comforting banana bread. Banana bread is one of those classic recipes that's both easy to make and incredibly satisfying. It's forgiving, adaptable, and a great way to use up those bananas that are just a little too soft for snacking. The riper the bananas, the sweeter and more flavorful your bread will be. Start by peeling your bananas and placing them in a large mixing bowl. Use a fork to mash them until mostly smooth, leaving a few small lumps for texture. Next, pour in some melted butter. This adds richness and moisture to the bread. Add in sugar for sweetness, an egg to help bind everything together, and a splash of vanilla extract for that warm, inviting aroma. Mix everything together until well combined. Now, it's time for the dry ingredients. Sprinkle flour, baking soda, and a pinch of salt right over the wet mixture. For a little extra warmth and depth of flavor, add a dash of cinnamon. The cinnamon is optional, but it really brings out the sweetness of the bananas and makes your kitchen smell amazing as the bread bakes. Using a spatula, gently fold the dry ingredients into the wet mixture. Be careful not to overmix. Just stir until you no longer see streaks of flour. It's perfectly fine if the batter is a little lumpy. That's what gives banana bread its tender crumb and rustic charm. Pour the batter into a greased loaf pan, spreading it out evenly. If you like a little crunch, sprinkle some chopped nuts, like walnuts or pecans, on top, or simply dust the surface with a bit of coarse sugar. This creates a delicious, crunchy crust that contrasts beautifully with the soft, moist interior. Place the pan in a preheated oven and bake until the top is golden brown and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean, which usually takes about 50 to 60 minutes. The aroma of baking banana bread will fill your kitchen, making it hard to wait. Once baked, let the loaf cool in the pan for a few minutes before transferring it to a wire rack. Allow it to cool completely for neat slices, or enjoy a warm, thick slice slathered with butter for the ultimate comfort treat. Whether for breakfast, a snack, or dessert, homemade banana bread is always a welcome delight. Imagine waking up on a chilly morning, the air filled with the irresistible aroma of freshly baked cinnamon rolls. Today, we're going to transform your kitchen into a cozy bakery and guide you step by step through making the softest, most delicious cinnamon rolls. No experience required. Whether you're baking for your family, friends, or just treating yourself, this recipe is simple, approachable, and guaranteed to impress. To start, we need to activate our yeast. Pour warm milk into a bowl and sprinkle in the yeast along with a little sugar. The warmth and sugar help the yeast wake up and get bubbly, which is the secret to fluffy rolls. Let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until you see a foamy layer forming on top. This means your yeast is alive and ready to work its magic. Next, add melted butter, more sugar, a fresh egg, a pinch of salt, and flour to the activated yeast mixture. Stir everything together until a sticky dough forms. Don't worry if it looks a bit messy at first. This is all part of the process. The combination of these ingredients will create a rich, tender dough that's perfect for cinnamon rolls. Now, turn the dough out onto a floured surface and knead it gently for several minutes until it becomes smooth and elastic. This step helps develop the gluten, giving your rolls that signature soft, chewy texture. Once kneaded, place the dough in a greased bowl, cover it with a towel, and let it rise in a warm spot. After about an hour, it should double in size, becoming pillowy and light. While the dough is rising, let's make the delicious filling. In a small bowl, mix together softened butter, brown sugar, and plenty of cinnamon. This sweet, fragrant mixture is what gives cinnamon rolls their classic flavor and gooey center. Make sure the butter is soft so it spreads easily over the dough later. Once your dough has risen, roll it out into a large rectangle on a lightly floured surface. Spread the cinnamon sugar filling evenly all over, reaching right to the edges for maximum flavor in every bite. Then, carefully roll the dough up into a tight log, keeping the filling tucked inside. Using a sharp knife or a piece of dental floss, slice the log into even pieces. Arrange the rolls in a greased baking pan, leaving a little space between each one. Cover them again and let them rise for a second time. This ensures they'll be extra fluffy and soft after baking. Bake the rolls in a preheated oven until they're golden brown and your kitchen smells absolutely heavenly. While they're still warm, generously spread cream cheese frosting over the tops, letting it melt into all the nooks and crannies. Now it's time to enjoy. Pull apart a roll and savor the gooey cinnamon-swirled center and the creamy frosting. These beginner-friendly cinnamon rolls are sure to become a favorite in your home, perfect for cozy mornings or sharing with loved ones. Let's make a rustic apple crisp, easy and full of flavor. Use firm apples like Granny Smith, peel and slice, mix with lemon juice, sugar, flour, and spices. Pour into a baking dish. For the topping, combine flour, oats, brown sugar, cinnamon, and salt. Cut in cold butter until crumbly. Sprinkle over apples and bake until bubbly and golden. Serve warm with ice cream or whipped cream. Craving festive flavors? Try these gingerbread muffins. Mix molasses, butter, sugar, egg, and buttermilk. Combine flour, spices, baking soda, and salt. Gently fold wet and dry ingredients together. Divide into muffin cups. Sprinkle with coarse sugar. Bake until a toothpick comes out clean. Enjoy the warm, spicy aroma and flavor. For a wholesome treat, try oatmeal raisin bars. Cream butter with sugars, then add eggs and vanilla. Mix flour, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and oats. Combine wet and dry ingredients. Fold in raisins. Press into a baking pan and bake until golden. Cool before slicing into bars. Perfect for a winter snack. Finally, let's make fudgy brownies. Simple and decadent. Melt butter, mix with sugar, then whisk in eggs and vanilla. Sift in cocoa powder, flour, and salt. Gently fold until just combined. Add chocolate chips for extra decadence. Pour into a lined pan and bake. Cool completely before slicing for the ultimate fudgy texture. That's it for our cozy winter baking. I hope you found a new recipe to try. Let me know which one you're excited about in the comments. Tag me on social media with your creations. I love seeing them. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more recipes. Happy baking!